But in terms of another kind of pleasant surprise, it hasn't been consistent through the 3 games, but it's been an upward progression through 3 games, particularly in the last game. But Kevin Huerter, he was the biggest concern, perhaps the biggest topic coming out of the preseason training camp. And, he did not look good in the first 2 games on either end of the floor. Obviously, his intent on defense has been there. Obviously, it was a matter of time that his shooting came around. I never expected him to just completely drop off and lose confidence or have guys lose confidence in his shooting, especially this early. But there was a matter of time for him to get one to go down, and he obviously hit that clutch 3 with 30 seconds left in the Lakers game that put him up 5 and essentially helped secure a victory there in overtime. And defensively, it's coming around. I mean, again, similar as with Vezenkov, there are certain things that you're not going to be able to work on. I mean, when he closes out on a guy, he's going to get beat. When he's one-on-one against really quick players, there's a good chance he'll get beat. But he's doing a better job of keeping his hands up, getting his chest on guys, and being that team defender, not just like a weak side defender that we saw him last year, but just being sharp and being decisive with where he needs to be. I think there was like a stop early in the game where he came up with Harrison Barnes, blitzed LeBron, forced a pass. He gunned it right back down because I think LeBron passed it to like the free throw area where Taurean Prince was. He drove into the middle. Had he put up a shot, he ended up kicking it out and they swung it to the wing, and I think Austin Reeves missed a 3. Had Taurean Prince, though, gone up with the layup, Kevin Huerter would have had his second, what Mike Brown calls a rear view challenge block, which is, a help contest that basically is just the perfect kind of, it's an example of a type of block shot Mike Brown wants to see. Kevin Huerter would have had that. It just seemed like that example, other examples in the game, he just seemed way more in tune in working in that team defense, playing on a string. He just looks far more comfortable. And I think one of the biggest signs, because defense is a lot of different things. It's not just on ball. It's not just off ball and weak side defense, but it's also rebounding. And he had 3 rebounds in the overtime period, 2 of which he took from Anthony Davis. And I think on the second one, he fought off Davis and D'Angelo Russell from trying to get it. Just really strong rebounds, the type you like to see. He never let up his effort on defense. So maybe it was also just a matter of time for him. But man, he really set himself on the right track on that in that game against the Lakers on Sunday. And it was just, that's what you want to see. And you talk about the depth of this team, and we've talked about it before, where it's like if Huerter really falls off, plays himself out of the rotation, it's like, yeah, there's depth to pick it up, but it's like he'd like to have all the options be there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just that is another pleasant surprise for me, is just kind of seeing Huerter turn it around. I know it was 1 game. It'll be interesting to see what happens again against the Warriors, but that really sets him on the right course, which helps set the team on the right course. Obviously, if he's shooting well too, it's just like, that's just all for the better, And so just a little on Huerter there, because he's gotten so much spotlight on him for the wrong reasons, and kind of deservedly so, honestly. And so to see him kind of respond that way, and again, similar to Keegan Murray showing mental toughness at different points in his career, you like to see that from Huerter. And he won Defensive Player of the Game. And, usually you see the guy when he wins the chain, when they go out in to meet with the media for their post-game presser, they're wearing it. And Kevin Huerter didn't wear it. And that to me really spoke volumes, because that said something about him knowing that the work's not done, that he can't just rest his hat on that he's got to continue to work, and he knows that he's got to get better. I think he said that. He said, you just kind of try to take the small victories throughout a long season, and you have to basically, he didn't say this, but you really do have to continue to work and never give up and keep that discipline going so that you can really rack up those small victories. And I think that was a huge thing. I think that said a lot about his mindset and his kind of his discipline again going forward. So it'll be interesting to see what he does throughout the next few weeks as he continues to integrate himself as a good part of the team defense. I mean, if he can do that, again, that can get you to that baseline of being a 2-way player, at least, even if just a low tier 2-way player. So Kevin Huerter, what a difference a week makes.